Yo, what's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and this Saturday is UFC 301, and there's also the Canelo fight. But in this video, I want to talk about UFC 301 and give you guys my prediction for this fight: Alexandre Pantoja versus Steven Erceg. And this is a very close and competitive fight, in my opinion, and I think the result is going to reflect that. I don't think any guy is going to get finished in this fight, to be honest. I think it's going to be a decision, and yeah, I can definitely see Steve Erceg winning this, but I think I'm gonna go with Alexandre Pantoja with by a split decision. I think he's gonna win a split decision. I think it's gonna be very close, but I do think that Pantoja is gonna win 3 of the 5 rounds. I think that Pantoja called this perfectly. Like, he said that this is gonna be like Rocky 1, where Apollo Creed just gives a guy who is relatively unknown the title shot, a guy who's lower in the rankings, a title shot. He's like Apollo Creed in this scenario, and Steve Erceg is Rocky. And I'm pretty sure Apollo Creed in the first Rocky film, he won a split decision, and then he was like pissed off and he wanted a rematch. And I think that it's gonna be like that. You know, a lot of people are picking Steve Erceg. Surprisingly, a lot of people are saying he's got a good chance, and he's got a lot of fans now. And yeah, he's a very good fighter. He is number 10 ranked, but I think his skill level is much higher than his ranking suggests. He's very composed. He's got great composure for a guy who's got 13 professional fights and just 3 UFC fights. He's got great composure. He's very calm, very stoic. He knows what he's got to do, and the guy is very well-rounded. He's got 6 submission wins, 2 knockout wins. Like, he's solid. Like, on the feet, he's very, very good. He controls the distance very well. He knows how to get in, get out without getting hit too much. He does get hit, like, in the pocket, and I think that's where Pantoja can, make it a bit more of a dirty fight. If it's like clean, I think that Steve Erceg is gonna have a greater chance of winning, and it's gonna be harder for Pantoja to catch up. But Pantoja in his last 2 fights against Brandon Royval and Brennan Moreno, he looked a bit like his gas tank was fading a bit, but he kind of got through with just like pure heart and grit. And I feel like against those guys, the reason why he kind of looked like he was gassing out is because he had he already knew that he could beat them. He already beat them before, and he felt them. They were maybe they weren't as much of a threat to him. So that's why he was taking more risks and just rushing them and eating their shots, tanking everything, and just trying to finish them pretty fast. But those guys just made it out, and I think in this fight against Steve Erceg, I don't think Pantoja is gonna be able to bully him like he did with those 2 guys. I think that Brandon Moreno, he was a bit easy to hit at times for Pantoja. Pantoja didn't really set up his shots too well. He just threw fast and hard, and he was just very confident because he beat him twice. And with Brandon Royval, I feel like he was just too weak against Pantoja. Even when Pantoja looked really, really slow and tired, he was still getting takedowns. And I think Brandon Royval just needs to work on his strength and conditioning. And his striking was working, but it was crazy because he looked like he was in range to land a punch, but it was somehow missing. He was throwing a bunch of shots in the 5th round, but I looked at it at half speed, and he was missing a lot of those shots on Pantoja and didn't have a scratch or anything on his face at the end of it. But yeah, I think that in those fights he just rushed him because he already knew he could finish them. And in this fight, I think that he's gonna be a bit more cautious. I think he's gonna take his time. I think he's gonna fight this how he fought Manel Cap, just heavy kicking approach, because Steve Erceg has a boxing advantage, so Pantoja can even it out with his Muay Thai. He's got great kicks. He goes to the head, he goes to the body, he goes to the leg. I think that's gonna be his best weapon, and he's also at a reach disadvantage. And when you're going up against a guy like Steve Erceg, you want to take his base away too. His legs, he's got good pop in his shots, so take some steam away and slow him down a bit, so that in the later rounds you can make up for that. Steve Erceg, we don't know what his cardio is at, but he seems like he's got good cardio. He hasn't really slowed down in any of his fights. he seems like he can do like 2 more rounds after at a comfortable pace, and we'll see what happens with Pantoja just pushing the pace. Like, I think he's really gonna start off slow, and then like as the fight goes on, I think he's gonna start to figure out Steve Erceg a bit, and then he's gonna just push a pace and try to get him down. I don't see him finishing Steve Erceg, but like I said in my how Steve Erceg beats Pantoja video, I think that in the pocket, that's where both guys are gonna be vulnerable. Both of them. It's just gonna be about who's faster. And Pantoja, he does throw wide, and he's very solid. So I could see a scenario where like Steve Erceg clips him for like a 1-2, and maybe like Pantoja throws like a hook after he gets clipped, and then like maybe clips Steve Erceg while he's like trying to retract his right hand, and like he clips him on the chin, and maybe he hurts him like that. But yeah, I think that Pantoja is gonna win, and yeah, I'm gonna say split decision. It's also like a big moment for him. He's the first flyweight main event in like 4 years, and it's in Rio de Janeiro. That's his hometown. But he did look like he had a bad weight cut. Like he like needed the towel and everything. Like it looked like it was a tough weight cut for Pantoja. The other 2 fights, it looked like he was fine, but in this one, he might have struggled a bit. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think that Steve Erceg, he's gonna be a champion one day. I don't know about this Saturday. I could see him winning though, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a very close fight. It could be a war, but I got Pantoja by split decision.